She rides ocean waves with ease, but in Washington, she stirs political storms. Tulsi Gabbard, now the Director of National Intelligence, is no stranger to bold moves, but few expected her to do the unthinkable: formally refer former President Barack Obama to the Department of Justice for criminal prosecution. Her accusation? That he manufactured intelligence to justify deadly foreign interventions. While her roots trace back to the tranquil islands of Samoa and Hawaii, Gabbard's journey has been anything but peaceful. From spiritual warrior to political rebel, her story is packed with conviction, controversy, and a relentless pursuit of truth, no matter who it threatens. Born on April 12, 1981, in the islands of Samoa and raised under the sunlit skies of Hawaii, Tulsi Gabbard grew up surrounded by the ocean, diversity, and a powerful sense of purpose. Her father, Mike Gabbard, would go on to become a Hawaii state senator, while her mother, Carol Porter Gabbard, nurtured the family's deep-rooted spiritual and cultural values. Tulsi's lineage reflects a rich blend of Samoan and European ancestry, but it's her soul-deep devotion to Hinduism, particularly the Vishishtadvaita tradition, that has guided her through life's storms and triumphs. Tulsi's early years were anything but ordinary. She was homeschooled through much of her childhood, and also attended an all-girls boarding school in the Philippines, an experience that cultivated in her a broad worldview and fierce independence. These formative years taught her more than just academic knowledge. They instilled in her a disciplined work ethic, humility, and a curiosity that would later define her political persona. Even as a child, she was drawn to nature. The waves of Hawaii became her playground, and surfing, her first love. Yoga followed soon after, not just as a physical practice, but as a reflection of her inner philosophy. This harmony between physical discipline and spiritual grounding would become a recurring theme throughout her life. In 2013, Tulsi Gabbard shattered expectations when she was elected to represent Hawaii's 2nd Congressional District in the U.S. House of Representatives. Serving until 2021, she quickly made a name for herself, not by towing the party line, but by boldly forging her own. Gabbard often stood at the crossroads of ideology, earning admiration and criticism alike for her unapologetic independence. She championed progressive reforms, yet often questioned foreign interventionism, becoming one of the most vocal critics of the Iraq War. Her calls for restraint in military action, ethical warfare, and diplomatic solutions over drone strikes resonated deeply with many disillusioned Americans. Perhaps one of the most poignant moments of her political life came when she took her oath of office, not with a Bible, but with her own copy of the Bhagavad Gita. That single act said everything about her character: grounded, unshakable, and unwilling to compromise on faith or values. She brought the same clarity of vision to domestic issues. She campaigned for the legalization of marijuana, not just as a policy move, but as part of a broader push for criminal justice reform. She rejected the death penalty, advocating instead for rehabilitation and human dignity. In 2020, she ran for the presidency of the United States, a long-shot bid that nonetheless captured national attention. Her campaign stood out not for flashy slogans or establishment backing, but for its consistency, calm conviction, and refusal to be silenced. Off the political stage, Tulsi's personal life is just as deeply rooted in connection and resilience. In 2012, while running for Congress, she met Abraham Williams, a filmmaker and photographer who volunteered on her campaign. Their shared love for the sea became the spark of something lasting. During a surfing session, Abraham proposed, a reflection of their bond with the ocean and each other. In 2015, the couple exchanged vows in a traditional Vedic Hindu ceremony in Hawaii. Yet their journey together has not been without heartache. For years, they quietly battled infertility, undergoing multiple rounds of IVF that ultimately proved unsuccessful. Tulsi has spoken publicly about the emotional toll, how each failed attempt brought fresh waves of grief, and how Abraham stood by her through every setback. In 2020, they paused their treatments during her campaign, accepting that some chapters may not unfold as hoped. Still, their love has remained a constant, steady, resilient, and quietly powerful. Tulsi is one of 5 siblings: Bhakti, Jai, Aryan, Vrindavan, and herself. Among them, her sister Vrindavan has stepped into public view as a deputy U.S. Marshal, and the bond between the two is palpable. They are often seen side by side, in both public appearances and personal snapshots, representing the unbreakable ties of family. In recent years, Tulsi has continued to evolve, investing not only in political causes, but also in her financial future. In 2024, she and Abraham purchased a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom home on a sprawling 3-acre property in Leander, Texas, for around $675,000. Her net worth, estimated at approximately $1 million, reflects a diversified portfolio. She holds investments in major tech companies like Tesla, Apple, Nvidia, and Rumble, as well as in cryptocurrency and Texas real estate. Upon her nomination for Director of National Intelligence, she vowed to step back from certain holdings to avoid any conflicts of interest, underscoring her ongoing commitment to ethical governance. Through every chapter, whether in politics, personal trials, or spiritual growth, Tulsi Gabbard has remained firmly anchored to her core beliefs. Her story is not just about a politician, it's about a woman who dared to be different. With unwavering conviction and quiet strength, she continues to challenge convention, stand firm in the face of criticism, and lead a life shaped not by power, but by purpose.